This decision started with giving up red meat and pork 3.5 years ago, and finally has evolved into a complete vegan diet 6 months ago. After much research about how animals were treated for purposes of food, clothing, and other products, I had trouble pushing my feelings aside about animal treatment. I love animals and want others to at least be aware of their treatment.
Did I ever tell you about the time when Don's grandma found a can of Reddi-Whip in Don Mason's top underwear drawer?
This is Don. Don Mason we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
You know why Don said he used the Reddi-Whip?
I'm sure you're about to tell us.
He said it took away the salty taste.
Yes.
Turkey Day week, kids. Turkey Day week! I'm just going to move on from that.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Believe it or not, children, this radio program is sponsored, and it's sponsored by our friends at globalinternet.net.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
It must be angrymarks.com! Exclamation point!
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
There's one more thing that is sponsoring this radio program. You know what it is?
Three sponsors.
3 sponsors.
Hello, everyone. This is your Action News reporter with all the news that is news across the nation on the scene at the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I was standing over there by the tomatoes, and here it comes.
The Little Debbie snack trees. They have both the little white iced cakes and the brownies.
Boy, it wouldn't be the holidays we didn't talk about this every year.
Every year! Well, let me tell you something. Apparently Little Debbie listens to this show. And she knows how much I jones for this stuff. Because last year I went to the Food Mart. And I know I paid 97 cents a box for these things.
Yeah.
This year, no joke, $1.59. She almost doubled the price. Don't care. That's the problem. Little Debbie has me right where she wants me. Well,
oh, boy.
Grab the phone here. See who's calling. I'm so glad I got this caller ID now. I can see. Well, who would have guessed? Wrestle Crap Radio.
How you doing tonight, Dale?
Jim Ross.
No, Jim.
You know,
boy, Jim.
I don't know why I wouldn't have thought that this would be you calling when we're talking about Tiffany and her veganism.
I kind of had a feeling you were talking about that.
Yep.
I don't know about you, Dale. Maybe we should call him psychic Jim Ross.
Nostradamus.
What do you mean, psychic? You're trying to call me like Darius Spivey. You're calling me a fucking psychic, Blaine.
Jim, I really think.
Do I have a white afro, Blaine?
Well, you do have that hat on, Jim. We can't really see what's underneath it.
I don't know. Your wife told me you had an elephant with an afro. What does that mean?
Jim, do you have what do you think about Tiffany and what do you think about the whole concept of veganism?
It's a crock of shit, Deal. Let me tell you something about that Jezebel. She wouldn't even have a job if Johnny Ace was impotent.
You really enjoy hanging out with Johnny Ace, don't you, Jim?
If he wasn't a big hornball. And what kind of woman doesn't like meat? I mean, I couldn't handle it if my wife didn't like to eat meat. What What about Mrs. Dale? She like to put a lot of meat in her mouth, Dale.
That's kind of a personal question, Jim. I think I'm going to plead the fifth on that.
I'm really disappointed. I found out about this. It was a really happy time. I was really having a good day. Me and Dr. Gaff were down in the basement trying to get a batch of turkeys ready for the restaurant. We did real good business this year. We got a lot of pre-orders for some turkey dinners at JR's barbecue.
How do you cook the turkey, Jim? Do you deep fry it, or?
I'm glad you asked.
I bet you are.
A lot of people asking me and sending me a lot of emails. I know I got a MySpace page. Blade told me that it was all the rage to have a MySpace page.
Yeah, it was, yes, quite the rage. Been the rage since about 4 years ago, Jim. Glad you hopped on the bandwagon. Hopefully you update yours more than I update mine.
What is that URL, Jim? It's myspace.com/AngryJimRoss. But please, I've had a lot of dickheads sending me harassing emails and fucking with me.
Jim, again, we asked on last week's show that you kind of refrain from such foul language. How do you do, I have to ask again, how do you do SmackDown every week without, just blurting out obscenities like you do on this show?
It's hard. That's why they moved me to SmackDown, deal. Because that way they can edit my language out, damn it. But you were talking about turkeys. It's Thanksgiving here. We're not here to analyze my job situation that I'm already angry about. I'm off work right now. We're trying to talk about turkeys. And you ask me about turkeys, and I'm always getting emails. And here's what you do. You gotta be sure you got a tender turkey. So what I do is always have Doc come over. And I have Doc, you want the key to a good turkey. It's gotta be nice and tender. Well, it is with all your barbecued meat. So I have Doc come over and I have him beat my meat before I do any grilling.
So when it comes out of the oven or whatever, I mean, is there any form to it, or is it just are all the bones broken in it? Is it just flat, like a big round lump? I would think after Doc got done with it. I mean, Doc's a tough guy.
He's real tough.
Now, were you there the night whenever he got the stitches in his head? What was it?
God. My God, Bill, he had 375 stitches in his head. He got beat like a government mule.
So Doc comes over and he beats up your turkey.
Well, let me tell you something. My wife really got mad. Last night we had a lot of orders. Me and Doc were down in the basement. I got a meat freezer in the basement, and Doc was down there. Doc was down there beating my meat, and my wife, we kind of caused a disturbance.
Your wife wasn't down with Doc beating your meat.
My wife came down there. She said, what are you guys doing down there? Doc was really getting aggressive. He was really going after it. And my wife come down and she said, what the hell are you guys doing? Sounds like you guys are fucking in that. And I said, no, dear. Doc's just beating me.
So the advice that you would give, basically, this is great, Blade. I don't know if, I never really thought that we would be giving out turkey cooking tips on the show. But now we got Jim Ross giving turkey cooking tips on the show.
I guess it makes sense. You beat the shit If you beat the shit out of your turkey, it'll be really loose and moist, I guess, right, Jim? Right. Yes.
Wow, Jim.
Well, Jim, I know. I gotta get back.
Okay.
We got a lot of pre-orders.
Gotta get the orders done. Gotta get the orders done for the store.
Big Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Bonus on.
Tell Doc we said hi.
Oh, yeah. Nice of Jim to take time out of his turkey preparation.
He's really busy. You think he sounded happy when he started talking about him and Doc down in the basement, working over the turkey. This is what I imagine hearing. Oh, goodness. Oh, phone's ringing again. Check.
I don't know.
It says Jay Strongbow.
That's random.
WrestleCrap Radio.
Hi.
Thanks for calling, Chief. Well, that was awful nice of Chief Jay Strongbow to call in, take time out of his busy schedule.
Wow. Not only was that nonsensical, but that could be the most random moment in WrestleCrap Radio history.
Well, I mean, it was nice because he was on our show just about as long as he was on Raw this week, so.
But what was with this Hal stuff?
He's an old stereotypical engine.
He's Chief Jay Strongbow. It's not why he was on Raw. It's just one word. How? Don's grandma started praying and saying a bunch of Hail Marys when she found the Reddi-Whip.